these look familiar to you all? What is it that all these retailers have in common? That's the question. Is it that they're all grocery retailers? Maybe that they're all regional grocery retailers? Or is it the fact that they have all filed for bankruptcy and are now, in a sense, a thing of the past? Fact is, those 6 are among a greater 148. 148 mass merchant retailers that in the last 8 years alone have been either forced to file for bankruptcy and or close their doors to the public. Now, you might be thinking, what's the catch? What's the cause? Why have these beloved banners been forced to close their doors to the public? Well, the reality is, a lot of it has to do with these 2 massive disruptors in our industry. The growth, acceleration, and scale coming from the likes of Amazon and Walmart, along with the pace of third-party tech introducing new consumer-based solutions, is something we simply, as traditional retail, struggle to keep up with. So, I'm going to pause. I'm going to ask you to look to your left, look to your right, have a good look at the names and faces of the organizations in the room with us today. Because the reality is, this time next year, or the year after, there will be some empty chairs. Empty chairs representative of banners or brands that are now a thing of the past. Good morning. My name is Matt O'Brien of Nestle USA, and I'm honored and privileged to share the stage today with my classmates, my colleagues, and most importantly, my friends. Chris Carosella of Albertsons Companies, Amanda Coyar, Smart and Final, Abby Ellis of New Leaf Community Markets, and Mark Hamad of Reyes Coca-Cola and Bottling. Together, we are Team Slash, and we're passionate about finding and implementing outside-the-box solutions to complex problems. So, over the next 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to work hard to walk you back from that daunting ledge that we just showed you by offering you what we think to be a truly unique solution that will allow us, as traditional grocery retailers, to take back control of our industry and continue doing what we do best. Now, this isn't going to come without an ask of all of you. We're going to ask you to think differently today, differently than you ever thought in regards to collaboration, so that we can truly go up against the giants of Amazon and Walmart and keep pace with our changing consumer and third-party tech. So, at this point, there is no denying, we in the room collectively have a true challenge. That is not new news to us, to be frank. That is why today our recommendation will be centered around trying to alleviate the pressures that we are facing as traditional grocery retailers that are forcing us to be stuck in the proverbial stuck-in-the-middle position, no man's land. It comes on 3 factors, 3 fronts. The first, our reliance on third-party tech, such as Instacart, Shipt, DoorDash. On a daily basis, we hand over one of our most valuable assets to them without even blinking an eye, our data. Second, Amazon and Walmart have created a race to the bottom that we as traditional grocery retail have to follow in regards to price. That affects profitability. And lastly, our consumers' expectations of convenience are changing. I can imagine, and I think you would all agree, that COVID-19 has had a massive impact on all of us in the room, as well as our families. It's also had a huge impact on our consumers and what they now think of when they think of true convenience and personalization.
Opinions aside, the truth is in the numbers. Customers shop 31% more online since the pandemic, a trend that is expected to increase by 11.5% over the next 5 years. And can you believe that the fastest growing segment will be curbside pickup, which will account for more than half of online grocery shopping by the year 2027. Demographics are also shifting. The average child will have their first smartphone by age 11, fundamentally changing what it means to have convenience at their fingertips. When you think of shopping online, you think Amazon and Walmart. Amazon is setting the standard for convenience with their subscription-based Prime offering same-day delivery. Customers now expect the same offering from all retailers, whether they're paying a premium for it or not. Customers don't want things now. They want them right now. And when you think of online grocery shopping, Walmart is a step ahead of Amazon. Customers want things from them. 35% of customers say that they shop with Walmart as their destination of choice when shopping for groceries online. These two giants, when combined, easily dominate the online grocery market. Their head-to-head battle has applied immense pressure on traditional grocery retailers. It's as easy as sliced bread. When you search for white bread online, who do you think the top search results are? These three players are the top 6 out of 6 search results. Not one of them is a traditional grocery retailer. Amazon and Walmart alone have battled over the years with their aggressive race to the bottom through their pricing algorithms. Because of their scale, buying power, and other revenue streams outside of grocery, they are able to offer extremely low prices. This pushes traditional grocery retailers to a disadvantage. We are often forced to price match in order to stay relevant, driving our prices and margins lower in an already tight market. This brings us to our newest competitor, the third-party tech company. To the consumer, Instacart is your one-stop shop for your grocery needs. To the retailer, though, they play a very different role. We are often dependent on them, especially smaller grocery retailers who may not have their own websites. The easiest and cheapest way to find a presence online is to partner and pay a third-party platform like Instacart. There is a negative price perception from our customers. They believe that the online item price is actually shelf price, which we know is not true. This can keep our customers away from shopping in our physical stores. And same with customer service perception. The Instacart employee picks and delivers the items to the home. When something goes wrong, they blame the retailer and not Instacart. And if you thought that Instacart only cares about delivery, you're wrong. They have and they will continue to find ways to take over pieces of our industry. And last but most importantly, third-party platforms own our customers' data. They offer glimpses of the data to the retailer, but they are not transparent with it. They own it as their intellectual property, and they can do whatever they want with it. Takeaways. Our dependency, poor price and customer service perception, fending off new business offerings, and not owning our own customers' data puts us, the retailer, at a grave disadvantage. Through their platform, are we confident that we can convey our message, what makes us unique, our story to the customer? On the subject of stories, here's a familiar one.
And this one is practically an antique. It's the original e-commerce disruption story. And we can leverage learnings from other industries to help solve the problems that Matt just laid out. Bookstores were the first to be disrupted when Amazon was just an online bookseller. In a moment, we're going to play a video for you that shows digital. Because as shopping online became the norm, brick-and-mortar stores became dinosaurs on the verge of extinction. That's not so different than the way people are talking about the future of the grocery industry. So let's see what they're doing about it.
There's something about holding a physical book. There's something about being able to leaf through its pages. And the experience of browsing a bookstore is so different from the experience of browsing a website. Bookstores are kind of clinging by their fingernails. More than half of all book sales happen online now. It's not going to be that all of those book sales are just going to happen online and everything's going to be okay. Because if you have thousands of advocates for the importance of books disappearing from their communities, those communities will read less. I started bookshop.org because I wanted those small businesses to be able to be more competitive and have the migration of consumer habits not be an existential threat for them. You hear about Silicon Valley culture as it's about disrupting an industry. We're going to take these dinosaurs, we're going to use new tools, new technologies, we're going to pull the rug out from underneath them and take that business. What if we like the dinosaurs? The stores for us are wonderful. What if we use the same tools that some might use to disrupt an industry to actually reinforce it?
Someone can find my bookshop link either on our website, on our social, and once they go there, I have a storefront. It focuses on the stories that I have on the shelves in the store, and I've had a lot of calls telling me how easy and seamless the process is and how fast the books have arrived to them.
Through this shared e-commerce platform, independent bookstores are able to offer their customers an online shopping experience while mitigating the risk and cost to their individual businesses. And they can offer something that online-only sellers can't. That is a real in-store experience where customers can walk up and down the aisles, browse, interact with other humans, and walk out of the store with a book in their hands. That is something our customers value and something our future customers will continue to value. With that in mind, we propose a shared e-commerce platform, and we call it Slash, that you can think of as a virtual mall for groceries. The difference between Slash and bookshop.org is that Slash is a for-profit enterprise, operating as an LLC that participating companies buy into. The greater the participation, the greater the savings through economies of scale. And you might be thinking, shared e-commerce platform, all the retailers online together. That sounds a lot like Instacart. But the key difference there is that Slash is made by grocers for grocers. By cutting out the middleman of third-party tech, retailers gain a level of ownership that very few can afford on their own, much less to compete at scale with Amazon and Walmart. The consumer demand for convenience is met by a one-stop shop format. A customer may come to Slash knowing exactly which retailer they want to shop with that day. Or they might search and filter the results for criteria that are important to them, like distance from home, product availability, or they may respond to a special offer that a retailer sent their way. It's through this that retailers can offer a customized shopping experience that meets the unique needs of their brand. And most importantly, they have access to fully transparent data about their own customers.
So why is data so valuable to our industry? Data is the key that unlocks the true potential of traditional grocery in our digital world. Today's consumer expect us to consider their preferences and behaviors when communicating with them. In a recent survey, over 90% of consumers said they are more likely to shop brands that send them relevant recommendations. Over 70% of those consumers will only communicate if the message is personalized. Our virtual marketplace recommendation allows for true data ownership, where we can engage and communicate with consumers on their terms versus generic ads that typically end up in a spam folder or a recycling bin. So, what's in it for consumers? Imagine in your mind a virtual mall where all retailers are present and you can shop at your favorite store or search the marketplace by product or occasion. The price that you see online will be the true market price, not an exaggerated retail displayed by third-party tech. We'll be able to use and earn more rewards based on our shopping, and fulfillment costs will depend on our needs for speed and convenience. So I'm going to categorize these as good, better, best. So delivery is a good option. It does come with the highest cost, but it's the fastest and most convenient for our consumer. Click and collect is a better option. It eliminates the delivery cost, and it gives the consumer the luxury of coming into the store to buy the fresh items or anything that they may have forgotten. The ideal scenario is the in-store visit. That's where we could really influence our consumers, and that's where they could take advantage of the best offers and maximize their reward points. So personalization is really, really important to our consumers and their experience. It builds loyalty and it bolsters recruitment for our industry. So how will this virtual mall look like and engage our consumers? Well, the user interface will be seamless and feel natural for consumers to search and shop. The virtual marketplace will be digital in nature, but it will have that warm, traditional community feeling of our traditional grocery stores. There will be familiar banners of those stores that we've known to love and trust. And the customer experience will be elevated by what we add to them. We'll have live customer service available via live chat to help our consumers with their shopping. And the experience will be even more elevated with the ability to navigate the virtual mall and engage with virtual points of interruption with recipe suggestions or health and wellness tips. And at the very end, the consumer has their option of how they want to check out and have their order fulfilled.
Now, you may be asking yourself, how is one platform going to help take back our industry and put it into the hands of our retailers? Well, let's get into the details of Slash and explain what this platform is all about. As mentioned prior, Slash is created by grocers for grocers in mind. This platform will be funded and paid for through a subscription model to where retailers and suppliers are able to opt into this network based on their own specific needs. Retailers and suppliers would have real data ownership for once, creating better future marketing tactics and resulting in better return on ad spend. This creates a one-on-one data relationship between Slash, the platform, and you, the retailer, thus mitigating any antitrust issues. So, what are the benefits and cost advantages associated with this Slash platform? By joining in, retailers and suppliers would be saving capital they would have already spent on loyalty and rewards programs, and spending a fraction of that by investing into this LLC. This helps reduce and eliminate the unnecessary and at times inefficient ad spend many retailers and suppliers find themselves investing in every day. Next, membership of the platform comes with an IT package offering to help reduce the spend on development and sustainability, leaving the heavy lifting to Slash. For the national retailers in the room, this would be seen as an opportunity to reduce IT spend. For the regional retailers in this room, this would be seen as an opportunity to put your own irons in the fire. The combined benefit, whether national or regional, is going to be an easy-to-use, streamlined digital user interface where consumers are going to be able to have your brand or banner right at your fingertips. And lastly, the more retailers and suppliers invest within this virtual platform, the more savings are unlocked as we begin to scale this virtual mall. Now, as we begin to wrap up, we'd like to take you back to the beginning of this presentation. 148. That is the number of mass merchant retailers that have had to physically close their doors in the last 8 years time frame. All of these retailers have been affected to a large extent by the likes of Amazon and Walmart. Through their large economies of scale, massive convenience, real-time data and analytics, and a meet or beat pricing algorithm with one click of the button that is a race and a recipe for a retailer's race to the bottom should they try to stay relevant. Now, we've all heard the phrase before, that history has a way of repeating itself. But if that's the case, and we can see clear as day that our industry is ripe to be disrupted, shouldn't we as retail leaders take a collaborative stand and change our own course for the better of our history? Ladies and gentlemen, we ask and urge you once more, take a look to your left and to your right. It is in this moment we should be asking ourselves, what would I be willing to collaborate on to ensure the sustainability of our industry? And just as we mentioned earlier with the bookshop.org example, we too can harness the tools and the strength in numbers to where everyone has a stake in the game, both regional or national. In essence, a rising tide lifts all boats. And through a platform like Slash, we can take the tools large tech would use to disrupt our industry, and instead reinforce it through collaboration. We should be asking ourselves, do we have the courage to collaborate in order to become leaders within our own industry once again? And with that said, we'd like to thank you for your time, and we look forward to slashing the competition with you in the future. We'd like to open it up to any questions.
Thank you, and great job to the presenters today. Nice job. I'd like to just ask the question. It sounds like you're going to share a lot of similarities with the DoorDash or Instacart or one of the other online platforms. So what would you do to differentiate Slash to the consumer, not just the retailer?
I think there's a lot of, I'll start off and just feel free to go. There's a lot of benefits obviously to the retailer, as you mentioned, and as we talked through. There's a lot of benefits to the consumer as well. I think we know that there's a large amount of customers, myself included, us on stage included, that shop at multiple retailers. There's separate loyalty programs specific to each of those retailers. An idea behind Slash is that there's a collective, agnostic, if you will, loyalty program by using the platform. So whether you shop at Stater Brothers, whether you shop at Albertsons or wherever, you actually collect the loyalty points by using the platform so that you can collectively use it at whatever your next shop may be. There's also a savings we talked about on the retailer side of that as well, about not having to invest or build their own loyalty program if they don't already have it.
Good job. Innovative idea. I've always hated the fact that Instacart owns the data. Very frustrating. So how would you see this getting initiated? Who starts it? How does that work?
That's a great question. It would have to start with y'all in the room, and that's why we're having this conversation here. This is just an idea. We come together in this space to collaborate about education, but we all are trying to take each other out in the real world. And Amazon and Walmart are just fighting each other, and we're just collateral damage in that battle. So this presentation today is to encourage that type of collaboration, and it would have to come from people within the industry.
Thank you, Team Slash.